Hey Capricorn, I often pray all is well with you. Welcome to your February 2026 tarot message. This is for Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and North Node Capricorns, and I hope that it resonates with you and that life has been treating you well, okay? For your first messages that came through, you had a quantum code, and it was to undo the damage that has occurred to you over many life experiences with great speed. A lot of you guys have been through a lot, and the Most High is saying, in order to begin February, we must first begin on a blank slate. A new page is here, okay? And you deserve it, all right? This quantum code is 56 space 82 space 966. And I've gone ahead in the description box below and I've put a link to a video that talks about the quantum codes in more details and the many ways that you can use it. And once you use it in this different way, whichever one you may choose for yourself, if you solidify it by saying, I am on the code at the end, it completes however you choose to engage with this. For instance, some people drink in the quantum codes. They're just communication between the Most High and yourself, where the Most High is able to provide you with the blessings that are meant to be here for you, okay? But the card that came through for you guys related to this is the Ace of Strength in the reverse, okay? And for Capricorn, this is talking about some sort of situation that wanted to make you seem weak, okay? A circumstance that made you feel unconfident. It may have been hard for you to recalibrate yourself, your life, and your circumstances based off of what this was. It could have even been an unsuccessful creative event or something here that made you feel as though it was going to work out at some point in time and then it just went to the shits. Okay, this could even be a bad relationship too, just that. All right, but nevertheless, I feel like Most High is wanting to help you to completely take every full measure to make sure that you're not only over everything, but that you're not carrying any additional cords or any additional bad habits that you don't want to bring any further into 2026 with you. Okay, you have the spine here, and I feel like your spine is where you're going to be getting a lot of your intuitive downloads or notions about things. Your spine is saying that you have a lot of alignment, you've evolved a whole lot, you're focusing on your spirituality, self-discovery, confidence, things like this. All right, and it talks about you being very royal, brave, and eloquent. Nevertheless, I do say brave and eloquent because of how you have this brave and eloquent lion. When they say you see a white lion, that's usually a symbol of eloquence, all right? But it's talking about showing your power to your oppressors, you getting a lot of attention and fearlessness, fiery energy, and drama. For the Ace of Wands to have been in the reverse is the first card that came out. For those of you guys who felt like you were involved in drama, I do feel here that around the 7th or the 8th, it will dial down once it gets to the mouth of a Leo. A Leo is going to feed this drama up and cut the rest of that shit out, and then there's not going to be anything else to say after that, okay? If you weren't involved in any drama, omit the Leo stuff, okay? Um, but I'm getting here that there's going to be something about a burden here. Maybe you had or dealt with a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, somebody who did not want to see eye to eye with you, but would rather have a lot of frustration, a lot of combustion here. It's hard to work around this person in some way, shape, or form. Whoever I'm picking up on this, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. This could even be a boss, a coworker, somebody like that too. Something with this energy Capricorn here. I just feel like it was hard to get along with this person, very frustrating. You found the aesthetic just not cooperable. And I'm also getting here that you're going to be chosen for something else. People are going to be interested in you going somewhere else. So instead of looking at things as one door closing, Most High is saying choose to look at that one door that's opening instead. Which direction is it taking you towards? Being more optimistic and choosing to see the better aspects of life, because it feels like you weren't going to be able to be much to this person as it is because this person didn't really know what it is that they wanted to begin with. It is the overall energy for this. And I feel here that this is a situation where you were micromanaged. And if you would have took on 3 things and juggled in this way, it would have all fallen apart to begin with. So This is why we see you here, sticking your chest out, being brave, speaking forward, speaking the truth, maybe even gaining some attention or bringing light to the fact that something isn't the best, it's not going to work how somebody thought or perceived. You may be the first to tell people that this shit's not going to work, okay? And people want to convince you, oh yeah, it's going to work, Capricorn. Oh yeah, you don't know what you're talking about. And then you prove your point, okay? It is giving that energy of like, you don't like to say, I told you so, but when you're the emperor leading the chariot and not misleading it or misguiding it, you know what the fuck you're talking about. I was getting emperor energy, and usually the emperor is the person who carries a chariot. So I feel here that you are destined for success, but go on with what it is that you're saying. You're not clueless, you're clued in. Between the 7th through the 10th, okay, Capricorn. I'm also getting here that you are deliberately getting better when it comes to your lungs, what it is that you do. Some of you guys, you could be singers, dancers, you could be testing your adrenaline, focusing on your health too in some way, shape, or form. But whatever this is for you, how lungs, relates to you. Um, it also talks about something that you've been holding in, okay, and differences. It does talk about airing things out, but it's also to refreshing the energy. Okay, it is to deliberately bring a sense of happiness, wholesomeness. Some of you guys may go exploring to either invest in like new landscaping for your home or your yard. Some of you guys are going to go outside and check on some plants, some things that you are meant to leave outside, you're going to check on too. I'm also getting here that when it relates to your loved ones and things, maybe you're going to give them a call, check up on them. And see how things are going too, especially if somebody's recovering from some sort of surgical procedure or taking care of their health a little bit closely now. Veins, arteries, things like that could be very important for you or your family in general. I could be picking up on like hereditary situations and circumstances, but I'm getting here that um apples a day, like omens, slogans, things like that, you're going to implement and use in your life, Capricorn, and they help. They attribute to the goodness of how you feel, how you're acting. I'm also getting here that a lot of you guys are going to be healing and improving your urinary tract system. I don't know what that's about, but I'll tell you here, I got it from the energy between lungs and buttocks. Okay, it's something about those veins and where they go to too that does relate to that area. But for sitting too long and getting to the bottom of things to be here, I feel like you've been waiting too long in a situation. And while it may not necessarily be um, like you're waiting for a truth, this could be more so you waiting or feeling like you've been waiting too long for a love to come in, or you've been feeling like you've been waiting too long for an opportunity to come in to hear back from somebody. Like something like that is what's related here. Also, a lot of you guys haven't been paying attention to your physical vessel and body when it communicates. So you're going to start doing that more as you receive signs between the 17th through the 20th, where your body's like, hey, I'm saying I need to exercise. Hey, you need to stop feeding me. Or something like that. Like it's going to get to the point where you respond very well and you stop ignoring this shit. You start doing what it wants you to do a little bit more and doing what you don't want it to do a whole lot less. Like, because I feel here that there's going to be something about you not wanting to like get the best of yourself. Like, sometimes when you get overwhelmed, Capricorn, you might think the worst of a situation when really it's not that bad. And I get that here. Like, you might be that person where it's like you're overthinking the what ifs and all this other stuff, and then it never turns out as bad as you thought that it was going to be. Okay, you need to trust this. Yeah, the Five of Intelligence and the Temperance is in the reverse, okay? It could even be when you are around certain individuals that this comes up for you, especially if you feel like you're not around people who are very secure energetically. All right, I am getting that here. People here who may have had fallen outs with the Most High, even, or have always had a conflict of belief systems, is coming through here too. If you're always feeling like you are waiting for people who are in this toxic vibration, you weren't meant to be there any motherfucking way. This is why you've been so conflicted. And also, I am seeing an energy of separatism. Maybe it was deliberate or intentional at some points in your life. whether or not it is or it isn't, you are getting back to you. There's some sort of archaical placement here or value that you are implementing in your life that's going to relate to how you maneuver things. And it has to do directly with this conflict. It may even be just a physical pain in your body. But for those of you where it's like an exhaustive situation or argument with the person here that you know is never right, like they always cause conflicts with other people, not just you, or like they could be somebody who does something just with you as a tit for tat that's coming through, okay? But you feel and have already physically seen where source and the angels don't necessarily favor this person. You're going to notice that there's something that comes through with this person. Oh, default behavior, shit that they used to do and say. You may have allowed this person to get away with a lot of stuff, Capricorn, I'm getting. This may be somebody that you're no longer with, that you're separate to. This may be somebody here that you feel like is irresponsible, that you no longer connect with. This could even be, I'm not going to say for everybody, but for some people, it may be their parents, their relatives, something like that, right? Somebody that you would normally believe you're supposed to have a good connection with, you can't, you won't. Like it doesn't work out that way. And it's because the divine has shown you that deliberately this person will start to try to stop your shine. They would like make fun of you, whatever it is that you would do. This person may have kicked you out young or may have been the type to threaten you with a lot of stuff, or there's something here about you needing to leave the past behind anyway and allow things to transgress and move forward. I am getting here, be mindful. If you know that somebody's always been a certain kind of a way, this person, the most that's going to change is their hair, baby. Okay. And maybe the fact, like, if they had a little stash coming in, they might, because I'm dead ass seeing it. Somebody got a few hairs taken off, like, in a wax. Don't make fun of what I'm seeing. But I'm dead serious. Like, there's something here with that. That might be the only shit. It may be a few whiskers waxed underneath their armpit. Something with that. You have this eight of charisma that's in the reverse. This is somebody or a situation here you used to work with, don't want to. You don't want to collaborate with this person no more. You don't want to go back there no more. You're not going back there anymore. Although, when you do visit, it feels like this person doesn't want you to belong. Be mindful here. If you're going back to visit a place looking for some shit, they might have thrown it away. Especially if it's your relatives or something like that and you perked up looking for something, or they mishandled it, is what I'll say. Is that this person, be careful with your cars now. Shit. Um, and like who you give it to. This can also be, what is this at the bar? Okay. Something may work out very well for you. If you had a problem that didn't get repaired the first time with the car, you're going to have something smooth sailing this month. Okay. The other thing that I was getting here is if you had somebody here where you were trying to give them your car and you don't really know them that well, like somebody that you're dating, don't give this shorty your car. I saw them like getting, it wasn't them, it was somebody hitting them from behind, but like don't hand this shorty your keys. They're not trustworthy. Um, Moon Sparkle, you have a wonderful surprises in store for you. Maybe you're younger than myself, whoever that message is for. I'm 32, might I add, so you might be like a little bit younger than me. Whoever is in the position where you were trying to give somebody the keys to your car, or somebody wanted to make you question if you should or not, do not. Okay, do not. Like I said, a wonderful surprise is in store for you. Surprises, joy, windfall, and good luck. Okay. There is a promise of some blessings that are coming into you at the end of the month. And I feel like it's at a time where, like, nobody else is doing shit, getting shit, feeling like they're well loved or deserved. In fact, I feel like I just saw some disgusting. When that King of Wands is like, when it's in the reverse, it's like one of my least favorite kings. That's somebody who's really unattractive, somebody who may even be very forceful, and like what they want to get across. Somebody here who may be rambunctious, but like I always think of that part in Dodgeball where he's sitting with his stomach out and shit, and he look a fucking mess, eating ice cream and stuff. Like I always get that with the King of Wands, like that nasty, overwhelming, rambunctious feeling. And I feel like that's what a lot of people around you energetically are going to be energetically seeming like a comparison to you once you get this. And I don't think it's because you get this. It just feels like people aren't so well loved, or like they gave up on that energy and that concept, or that spark of life and joy. Like they feel dull. Like, is this like somebody who's giving you a skin treatment or something to help make sure that you maintain a certain look, aesthetic, or appearance? Because you know how he looked real fucked up. The devil is the reverse. Like, I feel like you're really being late here in whatever this is that you come across, Capricorn, because I feel here that there's a little bit of a what's the catch when this comes in, and there's none. I just heard it energetically. There's no catch. It's just that it's coming from a person who may be sly, somebody where they may not have always had the best reputation around them, Capricorn. They may be a Capricorn like yourself, and people don't often see them in the upright or think that they can do nice things for people. People might give this person a bad reputation. Or if they're a celebrity, they're not so pleasant. This is like if a wrestler had a bad reputation. Okay? Um, like take that as a resonance. While it's still a character, they still lead this life that isn't making them seem like the notorious, popular, accoladed one. You're getting something from that bad boy, that bad girl, is what I want you to know. And I feel here it's because you're changing them. Dare I say they've let down their guard and given you a little bit of credit in an area or a situation or a circumstance or around a certain conversational topic that they normally wouldn't. And it's a big deal. Capricorn, I know that seems like it's petty, like maybe this wisdom doesn't come with a lot, but cut yourself some slack, because all of this type of energy coming towards you, the burden of all of that shit, no. Okay. And I feel here that this person may have even had a bit of a parasitic mindset in some way, shapes, or forms that you were able to decipher through. And you very quickly criticized it and called it out as you needed to. Okay. And so this person found that they wanted to readjust around you. Okay. Because you are worthy of that type of negotiation. When you're in a self love recalibration and it's vibrating high, people will oftentimes revise what it is that they're saying that doesn't lead to a high vibrational frequency, because they see where they come through as being the burden, like this way. Meanwhile, you're like, nah, let's transmute the energy. Let's be more suggestive of something positive. Let's be more optimistic, high vibrational, or let's move towards a better ground to work towards. Okay, let's go towards something better. All right, we don't have to completely change or get off the subject. We do need to address this though. Okay, before we move forward in any regard. So, as the overall energy for you guys, you have for self love and self worth to increase to optimal healthy levels. So, you are going to be that set standard this month, all month, for yourself, Capricorn, and for others around you to take inspiration and heed to what it is that you're doing, how you're maneuvering, and how you're looking about life, because it feels like you know what to give to and what not to work towards anymore. And you're all about like less is more. All right. This quantum code here for you guys, it is 84 space 72 space 167. All right. 84 space 72 space 167. Um, I apologize for that. It was like throwing everything out for some random reason. But Capricorn, those were your messages. I hope and pray that this serves you well, that you work on this self love this month, and that it does go well for you. That you find at least two ways to make yourself feel worthy of love. All right. If this message does resonate with you, please thumbs up the video, comment down below, subscribe to the channel. I would love to read for your energy. Thank you for your energy presence here. Thank you so very much for tuning in and tapping in. I love you. May you be blessed and take care. Bye.